Hey traders, this will be my evening brief video and some things I'm looking at right here. So basically, I got a double. Yeah, okay, there we go. So basically, what I'm looking at here, we're in this really tight circle, fib circles, and it looks like we are potentially breaking down the pattern here on SPY tomorrow. So breaking out of this pattern tomorrow, depending on how far we gap up tonight. Potentially gap up tonight. It looks like we're breaking out of this spiral. That's our 113 EMA, exponential moving average. Looks like we're probably going to be out doing a hard test of that again, and possibly even overshooting that because our support is down here. So just keep that in mind as well. So just keeping this in the back of my mind, floating this in the back of my mind. Looks to me like we're just going to be seeing some weakness overnight. Uh, Possibly going sideways right now into tomorrow. Let me go in here and we go on a 30-minute. So going into tomorrow, it looks to me if we open down here on SPY, we'll be potentially outside of my circle. So let's see if they can hold this up. We can rally back up into here for the open, to save that circle. So, it's really dangerous to, uh, to exhaust a move in the overnight session just to save the pattern, and that's kind of what we got going on here. Okay, Qs, not quite as bad with my fib circles on that one. Um, we are below. Oh no, it's 30-minute. I got to put it back in the 4 hour. Put that over here, guys. So we're still above our 113 here on the 4 hour, and so this is a little bit still more bullish, even though we had a nice little pullback here. We are still in my opinion in a buy the dip scenario here on the Qs. So be aware of that. Even though we have an evening star, uh, but we will. You see how the circle is? We will be outside of this circle tomorrow, suggesting that we could have a continuation breakdown pattern to the range lows possibly. Once you move outside of this, then that opens the door maybe for the 284 area, okay, or even potentially to our range highs up here at the 296 area. So both scenarios are in the cards here. So let's keep an eye on that one. IWM was the worst today. So I was looking at different scenarios on that one. So we came into today. This was our we were outside into a new trading zone today here on IWM. We broke below our 113 here on the 4 hour. So this one here is a potential continuation breakdown. Typically, the first day you break that, it's not that bad. It's the next day if you get follow through in that breakdown. Those things can be violent. So keep that one. This one here could be a violent downside setting up as early as tomorrow. So let's definitely keep that one on watch. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Some things that are driving the IWM, XLF, similar situation here on the 4 hour. We're breaking below the 113. Could be a violent move down since we're below the 113 here, unless we rally this into tomorrow's session. So I really don't like it whenever you're closing out a session breaking below these. These are continuation down patterns. Okay, so XLF's in a continuation down pattern. Another thing that's really big for the IWM, XLE, continuation down pattern. And we actually got a lot of that move today here on XLE. So, that's, we break it and boom, it just finally gave it all up. Broke out of a wedging formation and on top of that. So, like I said, these are continuation down patterns. Okay. Was there any others here? XLY. Consumer discretionary, guys. You zoom in here on this one here. I want to point this one out here. This is the one that hasn't woke up yet. Okay, this one here, we're still in a regression channel. This thing here might be waking up tomorrow to the downside. And the heaviest weighting in the consumer discretionary, that's your Tesla and that's your Amazon. So those two are what impacted this today. So we really got to be watching what's going on here with both those names, okay? Because this is cap weighted. It's not like the retail ETF, the equal weight retail ETF. This one here is heavily cap weighted with Amazon and Tesla. So Amazon's down here into a trend support area potentially here. We're well below our, so this is a bear camp here, bear camp scenario into, what's acted as some supports. So, we shouldn't fall completely out of bed tomorrow on Amazon. Tesla. Tesla's not looking too healthy here, okay? So we tried to come back up today, rejected. So we came up, tried to come up, rejected hard. Okay, so at this point, you're looking at this pattern here. It could be setting up for, we still haven't even got a hard test down here yet at the 178 area. So it looks like a pretty good odds. We're going to probably get a hard test on 178 here. So let's keep an eye on that one because you can draw a trend line there. We've broken trend. We are at a critical support area. That's where they closed it at. So we'll see what happens tomorrow on that one. Okay, what else we want to talk about here? Give me 1 second here. Some other things I'm looking at here on the 4-hour. I know Apple looks a little bit ugly here on my charts, so I just try to chart out different scenarios here. What's going on with that? Possibly going with Apple. Apple is right on that 113 on the 4-hour. Okay, similar to what XLE was doing. Okay, it was just tracking along, then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just completely fell apart. We have a similar situation here with potentially setting up here with Apple. So this one's very precarious. So we definitely got to keep that one in the back of our mind. So Apple's our next big potential problem child. Okay. Okay, there we go. Had trouble getting that going again. So here we go. Same thing. 4-hour. Broke out of our aggression channel. The past couple days here on Bank of America. Really, really looking bearish here on that. Okay. Citi, similar situation. Looking bad, guys. How about JP Morgan? Is it down here yet? JP Morgan is another one, guys. We've got to be careful here. JP Morgan is testing a possible breakdown at any moment. How about Goldman Sachs? It's not quite there yet. Okay, that's our big boys there. I don't really need to do any more on that. Other things I'm looking at right here, the ZNs. That's your 10-year bonds. Here on the 4-hour. Here's what we got going on here. We got a fib circle, and what we are right smack dab into the end of that circle, possibly setting up a capitulation breakdown scenario here in our bonds in the overnight session. So this is a very dangerous scenario for the bond market going into tomorrow. So looks like the yields are going to catch a bid tomorrow, which would be even further downside pressure for technology if that's the case. Another one I'm looking at here, Dixie, the dollar. Dollar might be reverting here. But we are coming off a critical support here on the dollar. So I'm definitely keeping this on watch for a possible inverted head and shoulders scenario setting up here. Okay, so we have come out of this downtrend. Okay, potential downtrend here. So I'm wanting to see what happens tomorrow. See if we're going to be gapping up at the 105.60 area or so. If that's going to be happening, that's going to help confirm the downside bias, continuation downside bias potentially here. So definitely keep this one on watch as well. It kind of, like I said, we're at critical support here. It makes sense that we could be putting in an inverted head and shoulders here, and which that would be bearish to the overall market. Okay, that's just pretty much a rundown I've got going on here. So we will see what happens tomorrow. I might be all calls tomorrow. I don't know yet. I'm just keeping the bearish reasons why I should think more bearish than just leaping in the calls first thing in the morning. Okay, thanks a lot.